Come unwrap some holiday magic this season in Denver, where the lights are brighter and the shopping is grander, where the season feels a whole lot more wonderful. Discover great hotels and more things to do at milehighholidays.com.
If you're a last-minute gift shopper, then Instacart is your holiday rescue app this season. No more tracking packages, no more trips to the post office, and no more Christmas gifts arriving in February. Instead, you can just download Instacart to order gifts like beauty, tech, and gourmet goods from local stores and get them delivered in as fast as 1 hour. Plus, right now, you'll get free delivery on your first 3 orders. This offer is valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply. Must be 21 plus to purchase alcohol where available.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi Fruit Loop. What you know?
I know that for supper we had this big, huge pan of nachos. It was so good. I love guacamole. And it was so good. Like, I don't even want to do anything. Like, I want to go have a siesta because I'm full.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
Well, 2020 aired this week, but first we're going to talk about our sponsor, Too Cool T-Shirt Quilts. You can go to toocooltshirtquilts.com/prettyliesandalibis. Check them out. Make some use for those old T-shirts and jerseys and hats. And
mine's right there.
Yeah, mine's right here.
Over there, yep.
So there you go. Go check them out. Before we get started with the 2020 with Adam Cox, which is Lori's brother, who has not publicly spoken until this, I think maybe once before, but this was the big one. We had a little bit of news in the Harmony Montgomery case today. So Kayla Montgomery, the stepmom who's in jail right now for the welfare fraud, where she was getting those food stamps after Harmony was missing, they've set bond at $5,000. Or if she can't afford that and she hasn't been able to, she can go to a drug treatment program, which would be in exchange for a PR bond. So it looks like she's going to that drug rehab and eventually, I guess, we'll get out. Another thing that they said today is investigators think that Harmony and her family were living out of a 2010 Chrysler Sebring and a 2006 Audi S4 in Manchester's North End around the time that Harmony was last seen. So they've put pictures. We put them on our social media. You can go look at those, share them on your social media. You never know who might see those. They also updated when they think Harmony was last seen. And it's later than what we thought. So now they're saying that she was last seen on November 29th, which is the day after Thanksgiving, up to possibly December 10th of 2019. So a little later, which, kind of, I thought Kayla had said she didn't see Harmony, but this would say she did. So who knows? When they were found, it was them with their children, but no Harmony. So just a little bit out on that today. Nothing too much. In Vallow Daybell news, Chad has a hearing this Thursday, and that's going to be a motion to extend time for filings.
That'll be 5 minutes, I bet.
Yeah, it won't be long. Nothing to write home about, probably. And then the one I really want to watch is March 18th, the motion to sever. That's on the books, and the same day at 11, that one's at 9:30, and then at 11, a motion to allow additional evidence, and it has jury in parentheses. So,
yeah, my question on the 18th is what's going to happen if she comes back competent now?
Yeah, still think he's going to want to get it severed. Wasn't he trying to do that when she was not incompetent?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But you think about it, though, at this point, we've lost a lot of time.
Yeah. And I think, I don't remember what judge it was. Sheesh, that's been so long ago. But they ruled not to sever, remember?
Yeah. Right.
So the sever came back up, I think, when she was incompetent. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have to think about it, though. Archibald, I know he's been on the game a while, but still, he hasn't been able to work with her. So I think they're going to be behind. It'll be
Mhm.
interesting to see what happens. I know for the family and the convenience and just it's going to be a fiasco. Maybe they deny that. But if she's still incompetent, I don't think he has a choice.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, for the families to travel and be there, and you got hotels and
Right.
airfare
Yeah.
or gas or whatever. I mean, you look at Kay and them, they're coming from Louisiana.
They would have to get
That's
like a short-term rental.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
long time.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So, I took a break from doing Richard Ramirez. I had to have a break, girl. That man gives me the willies in a
Yeah,
way
it's
that I
weird.
can't describe. There's something evil about him, and I see it when I look at a picture of him. I'm not
Yeah.
even kidding.
Yeah, he got the craze look.
Yeah. So I'm done with all those notes. Tomorrow we will start The Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Little homework. A lot of this information, because it's so factual and it's by the investigators, came from the Night Stalker series on Netflix. There's 4 episodes, and so you could go start that. It'll help you kind of follow along with this. But if you don't have Netflix, we're kind of going to sum up everything about the murders with what was said in those shows. So we got you guys. But we wanted to go ahead and do this 2020 with Adam Cox, which is Lori's brother. And I love the name they gave it, Adam and Evil.
Yeah.
That was pretty creative. So there wasn't a whole lot in here. Again, if you're like us and you know what's current in the case and you follow it to a T, we didn't learn a whole lot. We learned a few things about Adam's thoughts and things like that and some inner workings in the family. But we thought, we haven't done a Vallow Daybell episode in a while. Let's do one.
Yep.
And so Adam is a DJ in Utah. I actually had heard of Adam before this case. He's a very popular DJ out there.
Mhm.
And he said that his family is not how it used to be, obviously. He said you don't know who to trust. And he said that some family members believe one thing and other family members believe another. And it seems like it's caused just a break in that family.
Yep.
He did say that Janice has talked to Lori while she's been behind bars. And she says she's the same as she's always been. And being in jail hasn't affected her at all from what she can tell. I don't know if that's an act.
Yeah. I don't know either. I wonder if has talked to her since she's been in the other facility.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the big questions that we all wonder about this is, with that separation for coming up on 2 years with Chad, has she had time to take stock in everything that happened and realize he's a bad person? She's a bad person. Has Chad had that time to say, she's no good for me?
I say you look at the picture of her sitting in the audience when he's speaking, and I think that was supposedly the first time she heard him speak in person.
Yeah.
I say no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Chad's flew the coop, though. I really do. Just with the filings, the motion to sever, he hardly calls her Daybell, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? They're going to have to turn on each other, even if they go in the same courtroom.
Yeah.
All right. So Adam said that Alex was a loner and he didn't have a lot of friends. So when Lori would involve him with her things, her family, he was always willing to go. You know, that one person that just doesn't have a family of their own and they're like, oh yeah, I'll come with you. And
yeah,
he said Alex had the most talent of anyone in the family. And he said if Alex had ambition, he could be in Vegas making $1 million a year doing impressions. And I think most of our listeners have seen that. But if you're newer, you should look that up on YouTube. Adam Cox does impersonations. I don't like the guy, but he was pretty good.
Alex Cox.
Who did I say?
Adam.
Sorry, okay. Adam.
No,
my bad.
He is good.
Yeah. No, Alex had a talent.
Yep.
With doing voices. Yep.
So he said Alex tried stand up, but it didn't work out. But he said he really didn't work his craft. And I know with stand up comedy, you have to have a routine. Mm-hmm. And evidently he wasn't into doing all that. So that kind of flopped. Adam said he could have seen her He could have seen Lori with a quarterback who goes pro and lived that life, but she went another way. Lori told her family she was getting married right out of high school to Nelson, who she met in high school. Janice said he wasn't her favorite. Alex he also got married right out of high school to Debbie. And this is his ex-wife who spoke with authorities.
Yeah.
That's talked about his inappropriate relationship with Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Alex described Lori as hot. Debbie knew she made a big mistake and she divorced him. Alex worked different jobs, including cleaning porta potties and a truck driver.
Yeah, it's like no career path. You know what I mean? It's like never failure to launch is what they call that, where adults just don't find what they do in life, like a career and a family or whatever makes you happy. But he bounced, you know?
Yeah.
Seems like he was always all over the place.
Dude, I'm just saying, I am a recovering germaphobe. And I say recovering because porta potty, just reading that, set me back a year and a half. But
yeah, oof.
I cannot imagine cleaning those things. No.
It goes in like a big tank. It's not like you're getting it out. Be my luck, the tank would break and I'd have to get it out.
Hey, we had this little kid at camp one time we said, you wash your hands? He was like, yeah, I used that little round soap that was in there. And we were
I remember in the urinal.
Buddy. Yeah.
Like
buddy,
the urinal cake. Yeah. Mason grabbed it one time too.
Yeah.
I was like, how many minutes can a kid's hand sit in Clorox before I start getting into trouble?
Scrub that down. Scrub it.
Yeah.
So Janice said they all loved Charles, that he was the best of her husbands. Janice says Charles and Alex were very close friends. She said Tylee had a tough exterior and a marshmallow heart. Larry said, and when people hear this, they're like, what? I can't believe Larry and Kay would say this, but they've said it all along.
Yeah.
That they loved Lori. And he said, I'll tell you that right now, that they loved Lori.
Right. And I remember one time we had somebody like fussing at us in our comments because they were like, she was not the perfect mom. And I'm like, I'm not saying she was. I'm saying that Kay and Larry have said on every episode they've ever done. Now we know different, but in the moment,
at that time,
providing for his needs.
Yeah. At that time, she was a perfect mom. And that's and they knew her.
Right.
We can't say you don't know her.
Exactly.
I mean, you can look now and say, she wasn't, but I mean, Kay and Larry knew her and they said she was a perfect mom.
Mm-hmm.
So while they were dating, she told Charles about them being LDS and he joined the church. For 14 years, they seemed happy. And then she starts talking about this other group. And I think they bring in the books. She started reading the books. She told Adam she saw Jesus face to face in the temple and talked to him. Another time she said she was turning into a translated being. And we remember this from Charles talking to the police, saying she didn't have to eat. And if she was shot, the bullet would bounce off of her. Adam told her it wasn't true and it was nonsense. And Lori said, you think I'm crazy, don't you? And Adam said, I don't know if you're crazy, but what you're telling me is not normal. And this is not happening to you. And he said from then on, she tried to cut ties with him. And he says he was surprised.
Yeah.
He told Janice Lori was talking crazy and they should do something. And Janice said she had never seen any of that out of her. Adam told Janice he was worried about Lori. He didn't specify, but he said, don't you think Lori has some crazy beliefs? And Janice said, no, I talk to her all the time. She doesn't have crazy beliefs. She's taking care of JJ and living a normal life. So now it's time to share about our sponsored ad for this week, June's Journey. If you love a good whodunit, June's Journey is for you.
In June's Journey, you play as June Parker, an amateur detective investigating a series of mysteries. It's full of twists and turns around every corner. You'll put your observation to the test, sharpen your sleuthing skills, and relish the thrill of solving the case.
I have to say, what the world. I seriously love this game. It makes me think. It's so relaxing. I've been playing it before I go to bed, and it just helps me wind down after a long day.
Yeah, I know you've been telling me how much you love it and how you've been staying up a little too late playing June's Journey. You're not the only one, though. The game has 30 million downloads, and what's awesome about it is completely free to download. We really think our Pretty Lies and Alibis listeners will love June's Journey.
The concept that I really like about June's Journey is trying to find the hidden objects. I like looking through that stuff and picking out different objects, and they're like hidden. So throughout each chapter of this game, you're able to search for items in a cool roaring 20 setting. As you're finding the hidden objects, you're also helping solve mystery after mystery. As you play new chapters, there's always a new case to crack, and you guys know how we love talking about crack cases.
And we know that there's definitely a detective in all of us. So find your inner detective. Download June's Journey free today on the Apple Store or the Google Play Store.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
She's denied everything from day one, that Lori's an angel. Alex would never be the family hitman. I know a mother's love is strong, but it ain't stupid.
Wrong is wrong.
Yes. So he said he was shut down when he told his family they needed to help Lori. So he started thinking about these podcasts and the books that Lori's and Alex are reading, saying she would talk to spirits from the other side. And April Raymond was back on, that sweet, cute little lady in Hawaii.
I love her.
Yes, she seems so nice. She said she would describe Lori as a super fan of Chad's before she met him. So that's kind of your setup right there.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a super fan of somebody and then you meet them and then they show interest in you, then it's on like Donkey Kong. It's like,
oh, yeah.
You know, you're set up there.
Yeah.
So Adam said Lori was telling Alex to read these books of Chad's. And at this time, he's a truck driver. So he would listen to the ebooks or these podcasts. And he was able to stay up like 22 hours at a time because he was used to driving. So he got a lot of that stuff driving down the road. And Adam called Lori and Chad the perfect storm. And I agree 100%. We say fire and gasoline. Mm-hmm. Or powder keg giving off sparks. So they show that cringeworthy, the text that Chad would send Lori in the beginning, and loin fire went prime time, girl. It was, I was sitting there and it said loin fire. And I was like, there it is. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
But one of the, I didn't catch who said it. It said it was written like something you might find under a 17-year-old's mattress.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
going to say, I think a 17-year-old could probably do better in today's world.
Yeah.
So Lori told Janice that Charles was accusing her of having an affair with Chad Daybell. She's gaslighting, just,
yep.
I'm really doing it. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't think Lori's mom would believe anything negative about Lori.
No. Nope.
She told April Raymond that she was a being and had lived on several worlds. Charles calls Janice early one morning and says she's crazy. Lori is out to lunch. She's gone. We know that Charles didn't have any luck with those mental health evaluations, so he calls Adam. And he says Lori tells him she was married to Nephi, and he flat out told Adam she's losing her mind. And Adam said he got scared at this point. So Charles is trying to get the Cox family to see Lori has a problem, and you can imagine how that goes.
Yep.
I mean, you've got Adam and Zach pretty much.
You had Brandon.
And Brandon, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, Adam, and Charles, and Zach.
Right. Those were the only ones that were even trying to help him.
You know what I find sad about this whole thing is Charles was trying to help her.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Adam was trying to help her.
Right, but it got in the way of Chad and all this stuff.
Brandon was trying to help her, and we know they attempted to shoot Brandon.
Right.
And we know from previous interviews with Adam, him and Zach went into hiding, him and his family, because they weren't sure who was next.
Yeah.
And of course they kill Charles. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they also had Charles's attorney on briefly, and he said that Charles just flats out tells him, if I die, it will be from her. She will be the one to have done it. Yeah. And he said, if I die, tell everybody Lori did it.
Yeah.
And Lori wants a divorce, and Lori tells her family not to talk to Charles. We know about that. But we know Adam and Zach were the exception. They were talking to him like normal, and Brandon too. Yeah. Well, if you remember, we think Melanie might have blocked Charles's number, because if you remember Brandon, when he got the phone back from his kid who was using it for games, he saw the number was blocked, and Charles had tried to reach out right before he was murdered.
Yeah.
So Charles and Adam are texting daily, and they're trying to figure out how to help her. And Adam said he would definitely try, and he calls Alex and asks to stay with him. But here's the thing, and we know this, Lori is tipped off by another family member about why he's coming.
And it sounded to me like it was Alex. The way he worded it, I would have to go back and watch it, but it sounded to me like Alex was the one who tipped him off.
I kind of think maybe it might have been Janice or Summer, because I don't think he would tell Alex they're coming to help her, but I think they would tell Summer or Janice that they're coming out there to have an intervention to try to get her mind straight or whatever. I think as close as Lori and Alex were, I don't know if it'd been him. We'll have to go back.
I don't know. I need to go back and listen, because I thought that's what I heard him say, but I could be wrong.
Because he said that I have lost my place, y'all.
It's me. I thought you was looking up something. So then Alex doesn't respond to the text from Adam. They show text between Lori and Alex where she says, I need you to stay close to me. It's all coming to a head this week. The morning of Charles's murder, he texts Adam and says he's there to pick up JJ, and Alex is here. Adam said Alex is avoiding him and something's up. They play the heavy breathing 911 call when he's faking CPR on Charles. So we know that. The paramedic.
What was touche was when he was in the floor needing CPR, that guy was like, no.
Yeah, exactly. So Adam never believed Alex did CPR on Charles. And we know that was proven. The medical report.
Yeah.
The paramedics knew because there was no.
He had blood on him.
Yeah.
Shoot somebody in the chest. You doing this? You can get blood.
There was still blood coming out or something. The paramedics knew he didn't. So
now this next part here was just a little note I put in, because they briefly played the video of Tylee in the police station, and man, that poor kid was so coached. You could tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, you think about what they put her in, assuming that they had, and I do believe they had her lie. Man, just no telling.
No. So Alex told Janice he didn't have a choice, that she asked how he felt, and he said terrible, but I would do anything to protect Lori and Tylee. Alex was a hero to them, not Adam.
Yeah. After the murder of Charles.
Yep. So shots fired at 7:49 a.m. and 911 was called at 8:32 a.m. And we did all that breakdown before. I remember that one episode.
Yeah, we did a really big episode on that.
Yeah. So Lori says she didn't see Alex after the shot, but the room is surrounded in mirrors.
There's mirrors everywhere you turn for her little vain self.
Yeah. It's her dancing room.
Yeah.
So they play a call with Adam after the murder. Why would Alex be at Lori's anyways? And why would he have a gun in the house? And that's everybody's question.
Yeah, because they know what they were going to do.
Yeah. So Alex is an expert shooter. He's got tons of guns and he goes shooting all the time. He knows how to kill somebody. And we know we had those videos up for a while. Yeah. And this is my brother and sister. And this is what Adam's saying. I love them with all my heart, but I'm telling you, there's something wrong with Lori and Alex. This belief they have in my theory is that Lori and Alex got together and they shot him. I don't even think there was a fight or anything. I believe 100% exactly like him.
Same. There wasn't no fight.
No, he was ambushed.
Yep.
So we get to Lori moving to Rexburg. Adam is the outcast of the family. He said they cut him off, and that was the loneliest he has ever felt in his life.
That is so sad.
Yeah. Adam thought they would use insurance money for their mission, and they planned the murders of Charles and Tammy. Adam said if Lori and Alex had been arrested for Charles's his murder right then, all of this would have stopped. That's true.
That is like the one thing I frequently think about.
Yeah. Yep. Adam gets emotional when he said, you think back to the family you had and you thought they loved you and respected you, to have them cut you off. It's tough. And what's crazy is they've cut him off and he's the sane one.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and Zach are the sane ones. And that's just it. Like Lori, when she didn't want to hear something that was true, you were out of her life. You were gone. Mm-hmm. And I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree with this group.
Yeah.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle.
So
you're on August 31st.
Yep. That's the move to Rexburg. And then September 8th, 7 days after moving, is the Yellowstone trip, the day Tylee is last seen alive. So Adam was told to cut Brandon off since Melanice and Brandon were divorcing. Adam said, he's my family. Everyone cut him off after he kept talking to Brandon. So they also had Rich Robertson, the private investigator, on. I would love to have him on here.
I like him.
Yeah, we should try to find him and see if he wants to come hang out with the girls for an hour.
Yeah.
He said, Brandon did notice Charles's Jeep that was being driven by Tylee at that point, but obviously Alex had brought it down. Brandon thought the $1 million life insurance policy was the motive to murder him. And they have clips of Melanice on, and I think it's older footage. And she said it's not true. She didn't know anything about it. And we know, as of right now, no charges for her. They've recommended for Chad and Lori.
Yeah.
So Adam thought to himself, why is Alex going on a killing spree with our whole family? He didn't doubt that Alex was the shooter in all this. And Adam said that Alex could drive for 22 hours straight. As a truck driver, he was used to that, because they were talking about driving back from Arizona up to Idaho after all this. And he said driving those long hours but he also said it kind of gave him so much time to consume all of this wackadoodle stuff. You know what I mean? So Adam said after Charles's death, they left Phoenix worried his family's life was in danger, and rightfully so. Adam thought for 2 months they would be killed. He said he slept with a gun and thought Alex would bust up in the door. The wedding coordinator, they jumped around with that a little bit, that handled Alex and Zulima's wedding. Zulima paid for everything regarding the wedding. Alex didn't want flowers, a photo, or nothing, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Melanice said Zulima called to tell her that Alex was dead, and she said she broke down. And she said, how could she trust someone the way she trusted him? She said Alex was like a vault with your secrets. Melanie said he had been called the hitman of the family, and that couldn't be further from the truth. She said he had a big heart and he was a man of his word. Janice didn't know that Alex and Zulima were married until Alex was dead. I thought that was interesting. So they're just not telling their family anything at this point. He was cremated and they had a service, but Janice said they wouldn't invite anyone who thought he was a murderer. So she said it was a small, precious group of people who loved him.
Very small.
Very small. Adam said it was hard to watch Lori on TV when she was in Hawaii. He said he had the same gut feeling he had when Charles was murdered. And if she's not saying where Tylee and JJ are, they're dead. That was what he had resolved. And then when he found out that they found the bodies, he said that he went into shock. And Adam doesn't think Lori killed the kids herself. He thinks that for him, he thinks Alex and Chad did that, which we've been saying, like, we don't know who actually, what have they found forensically or with digital records. We may be surprised when we find out who all participated.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Exactly.
So that was kind of it. It's nice to do a little Vallow stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of quiet. I don't think these hearings are going to, this hearing on Thursday is going to be really quick. It's not going to be any information that like is going to blow my mind. So March is when she's supposed to be up for evaluation. So that's kind of the next thing we have.
Yeah.
Then March, you have those two, the motion to sever and then like motion for more evidence. But it's just going to be this way right now. Trial's not for a year. In 1 year, we'll be starting that trial.
That's crazy, right?
It's crazy. Then we got the Rodins, the Wagner family, you know, George IV's going on. That's going to be in March.
Yep.
So that's going to be a big one. I think Letitia's going to be delayed because of her mental health. She's got a new competency or something. I don't know. But that judge really isn't wanting to delay stuff either.
No.
So we were going to cover a trial this week, but I got a few days behind on testimony, and the number 2 choice that you guys made on the poll was for us to cover a serial killer every once in a while. Yep. So I have got the notes ready to roll. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez scares me to death, gives me the willies. Very evil man. Just watching that documentary, I think the scariest thing about him, he didn't have a pattern. You know, you have serial killers. You'll have some that'll go get just white women. You'll have some that'll go like Jeffrey Dahmer. I think he only got gay men. I mean, Ramirez was kids. I mean, teenagers, adults, elderly.
Only pattern he had was the same shoe pattern.
That is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. It's freaky. And I'm thinking Ted Bundy next is the next one I'm going to dive in this week.
Yeah.
We have a follower who survived one of his attacks. I would love to see if she would come on.
Yeah.
Once we finish with that, 2 of her sorority sisters were murdered by him.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a couple of episodes this week. We're hopefully going to pick up another live trial next week. There's a few that are starting. I got to read through and get some backstory and see what will be the best one. But check out our YouTube. If you don't subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell, tell you when these videos go up if you're watching on YouTube. If not, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we stay pretty active on those. So follow us everywhere, and we will see you tomorrow for our first ever serial killer series. Have a good night.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
O'Reilly.
It's Super
Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, 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 O'Reilly Auto Parts.